Good evening. Dan Fitzpatrick here at Stock Market Mentor on Tuesday, January 31st. And today we're going to look at Renren here. If you've been following these charts, chart of the day videos, you know what's been happening here. Today, the stock reversed. And I mentioned, by the way, if you're a member of Stock Market Mentor, you should have got an email I sent you this morning and seen it in the forum where I said, like, dude, get out, sell now, the trade's over. And it is. If you're buying Renren now at 555, saying like, oh, big pullback today, I'm going to go ahead and buy this stock now because it's going to move higher again tomorrow, I respectfully say that I think you're woefully and sadly mistaken. This was a big move to the upside, as I mentioned before. It was a total Facebook thing. You know, I know they have a lot of cash on the balance sheet and all that. Well, guess what? They had the cash back here and back here and back here and back here. That's not what moved this stock, not this much. Right now, there's a lot of pain in this stock. And you're going to see a lot of selling pressure simply for the reason that if the stock does come under buying pressure and starts to move higher, there's a whole lot of folks who still own this stock that have owned it from higher levels here over the past couple days. They will be selling. So this is a stock that if you're out, you do not want to wade back in. If you're in, sorry. So let's look though and see if we can, you know, dissect like how this top can be seen early as opposed to now saying, well, if I'd have known, I would have, could have, should have. Okay, yesterday the stock, you know, you can see the big run up that it had, and then it actually was in a volatility squeeze for much of the day before it, you know, it did what it did. Well, so this was the high back here at about 650, we'll say, 650, a little bit more. And then so the stock comes out today, rips up to 680 for like a split second, and then starts selling off. This is your indication when the stock ripped up higher and then started selling off. This tells you that the move is pretty much over. And if you needed more, and that's fine, if you needed more evidence, you wait and see this. Okay, and I'm assuming you didn't buy right at the top. If you did, you know, I can't help you, at least on this one, but you know, stick with me and we'll figure out how to get you through that so you don't do it again. But as the stock starts moving down, it moves from 657 down to basically $6. Big move for a $6 stock. But, you know, if you bought it at $4 or $4.50, certainly it's a bummer, but it's not a catastrophe. But if you didn't see the big move here and got out before the stock really started going, the volume should tip you off because the stock starts selling off on increasing volume. Okay, it hasn't done that before. When it started selling off back here, it was on decreasing volume. So this tells you something. And by the way, you can see this in real time. You know, it's easy to talk about it after the fact, but you know, I looked at this at real time this morning, and you can see this kind of stuff. So if you missed it, don't lose heart. You're going to be fine. You just have to get used to looking at intraday charts, and you'll get that figured out. But so the stock moves here, and by the way, you know, so there's a lot of folks still buying this stock, right? Well, the stock never really got above this level again. It just kept trickling lower and lower. So you have to be asking yourself during the day as you're thinking like, is this a stock that I want to buy? It's at $6. It had been over 10% higher that day. How could this stock start moving up again today when there's so much pain in this chart? Because for every share that's sold, there's a share that's bought. So you got profit takers here selling their stock to lemmings, selling their stock to the folks that are late to the party, and for whatever reason they just want to own Renren. Today they got all they want. So you got the stock that's trading lower, it's not moving higher, and so there's a real supply issue. There's a ton of supply, and then as the stock continues to trade, you just do not want a piece of this stock. So finally, $6 comes and goes, and the stock trades down another 50 cents. This was totally doable in real time if you were just looking at the stock. But also, just keep something else in mind. If you are married to a position like, oh my gosh, I'm making so much money on Renren, and you're trying to eke out just every last penny on the trade, you're going to wind up missing. You're going to wind up kind of goofing it up and overstaying your welcome. Don't do that. I've traded this stock a lot over the last couple days. I didn't make near the money that I should have made on it, but I'm okay with that, because what that's telling me is, I sold stuff too soon. I wasn't as aggressive as, quote, I could have been in buying, things like that. But I'll tell you one thing, I was real aggressive in selling. When I saw this stock was done, I was done. Bam, hit the eject button, pull the ripcord, you're out of here. So watch for this stuff in the future. The big takeaway, at least what I'm trying to get across to you is this. Once a move like this is done, like once it reverses like this move is done. You are not to be in Renren now. Just don't. If it falls back to 450, 460, 440, then you can start looking at the fundamentals and marveling about how much cash they have on the balance sheet. Right now, all they have is an overabundance of supply, because this stock should, I could be wrong, but this stock should just continue to fall for a while. Okay, members, get to the strategy session, and I'm going to make you watch it all the way through, because I have what I think is the next Renren as the 20th stock on the hit parade today. So get over there and check that out now. Sorry for getting it out a little bit later than usual.